Mic is on, that is on, that is on, and we live and we acting, baby. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, y'all. First thing first, I am back. I'm back and I'm better, y'all. Okay, I'm better than I last was, literally in all the senses, financially, spiritually, all the things. I am better. But a lot did in fact happen since my very last update. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all all about what has happened. I'm so confused. I'm like looking at the screen, I'm looking at the camera, and I know I should be looking at the camera and not at me, even though she's kind of cute. But anyways, okay, so let's talk about it. What happened, girl? So here's what happened. Last time we talked, last time we've been chatting either on Instagram, here, whatever, that your girl was struggling. I had left my job. Long story short, if you're new here, it's because my job had the audacity to be like, oh, you need to start working on Sundays. And I said, me and my house serve the Lord, baby. So no, okay? We go on Sunday. Sundays is our church day, is our family day. It's a chill day. And I had made that vow to God a really long time ago. So I was not doing that. So, but I already knew that God was like telling me he has other plans for me. But of course, once you have a child, it's so hard to like envision like, okay, but what if I like don't have a job or whatever? Like what's going to happen? Who's going to pay my bills? So for the longest, I was struggling with just going there. But eventually God had to push me out. Okay. So he sure did. And, I took a leap of faith and I said, no, I'm not going to put God second by putting this job first. Okay. The answer is no. So I left the job and then I wasn't working for a while. Matter of fact, a little bit over 3 months. Okay. Now here's the thing. During that time, I was like, okay, God, with that, and this is where now I'm talking about this testimony, because I got to tell y'all what God did is so crazy. God is so good, y'all. Te amo, Señor. Pero it looked a little ugly before it got better. So let me tell y'all. So, I went ahead, I left the job. I was like, all right, God, well, your girl got to make money. I got bills to pay, honey. So I started trying to do Uber, trying to do the cleaning business that I had and stuff like that. But baby, it was not working out. Literally so much so that like God was telling me like, I need you to sit down. I need you to just take a moment to pause so I can show you my glory. So I can show you who I am and how I can show up for you, right? So I can build your faith up, right? But I'm like, dang, well, God, that's easier said than done when bills are still due tomorrow. But anyways, so I was doing the cleaning, I was doing Uber, and then one moment like literally hit where I was like, God, what do you want me to really do right now, right? How can I use my time more wisely? Like, how do you want me to invest my time right now? And I went the next day at 5 a.m. to do Uber. Baby, when I tell you I got no calls, my phone, my little app was giving me no Uber rides, okay? And I literally thought the app was probably messed up. So I'm over here turning off my phone, refreshing, deleting the app, whatever, reaching out to the tech team and they like their chat, and everything was perfectly fine. From 5 a.m. that I started doing Uber to 9 a.m., I didn't get not one single ping. And that is absolutely crazy, because if you've done like Uber, Lyft or something, you're going to get something. It may be delayed, but to get absolutely nothing is absolutely crazy. But anyways, so I said, okay, God, say less. I will keep my little behind at home. And I took that time to just dive deeper into the word, to build a further relationship and really put my roots down and really understand who God is and like who is Jesus for real, and like what do I really know about my God and my relationship with God, right? So a lot of people know that at that same time, I was also doing Fine, Kind, and Divine with my friend, right? And I just really felt like maybe I bit more than I could chew, and I couldn't carry the weight of other people spiritually and their spiritual journey while I was still struggling truly with mine. Like I still had questions. I still had, honestly, I'm gonna be so real, like doubts about like how he could show up for me, So I decided, I was like, you know what, like I really just need to get deep into the word and just really understand and build that relationship and that foundation with him, right? So I did. Okay, and things are going good. I'm even hosting Bible studies with my intimate circle, like my immediate family. I just felt like that was my main ministry. So it was really, really beautiful, right? Guess what happens? 3 months, baby. 3 months goes out. I ain't getting not one interview. I'm telling you, I ain't getting no interviews. Okay. And I was starting to kind of panic a little bit. And I said, God, well, what the heck am I going to do? My savings is already wiped out. What am I going to do? Right. Because I ain't have nothing saved up, to be honest. Literally, my last commission check paid off at least a month's worth of bills. Okay. But then the following months, ain't no money coming in. And I'm asleep, and I'm like waking up. I couldn't sleep. I was like, God, I got a child, God. Like, hear my cry. Don't forget about me. And as like, there's one night in particular that I'm knocked out. I'm asleep. But like, it's like I'm having like a daydream almost where I can actually see myself laying down, but like my spirit is watching me. So I'm still technically unconscious, but I can hear my thoughts. And I'm like, my soul is literally crying out to God. I said, God, I really need help. Like, I need to figure something out. I cannot put my son through an eviction or something like that. Like, I need a solution. And I need, like, what do you want me to do? And in the middle of that sleep, all I heard was like, well, look at your like Fidelity account, like your investment accounts. So dang, I haven't even opened those things. Like I've invested in other things, like crypto, things like that, but not within a Fidelity account, like a 401k, other than like the job I had years ago with Chase. So I'm like, okay, bet. And I'm still asleep. I wake up the next day. That's the first thing I did. And when I opened up that account, I didn't have a whole lot of money, but I had enough that covered me literally for about like a month and a half, right? Like, well, really it was a little bit more than that. And at the same time, my sister helped me out a little bit. She helped me out with like $200 during that time, but she has helped me many more times before that and other financial struggles. The church came through too. So they helped me with like $500 for like just like some of the bills, whatever. So I was good. I was good literally for 2 more months without working. Literally all that time, I was able to just spend it with God, spend it with people I love, spend it with friends, and just building those relationships and building mainly that relationship with God. Things are looking good. Guess what? My friend posts, hey, if you're looking for a remote job, I got you. Let me know so I can send you an application. My job is hiring. I hit her up. I did that. When I get the first call, I already knew I was about to get it. I said, oh, this is it. They gave me the second interview. Nailed it because hello, I really be nailing these interviews. I just be feeling like it's clearly not from God, so that's why I don't get it. That's the only reason I think these jobs be turning me down. Maybe I'm delusional, but whatever. And then I got the third interview like within that week, and they told me I got it. Now here's the thing: I've been praying for the longest for a remote job, something that pays me more than I've ever made before, with a job in particular, that I have a little bit more like balance, right? Like I want to be more available with my son. I want to be available with myself to like have the time to cook and clean and spend time with him. And literally I got that job, and all of those things have been answered. Like I enjoy cooking now, y'all, because before I'm not gonna lie, I'd be cooking to survive, but like now I'm even excited to cook. Like I'm so like, okay, what are we gonna chef up today? Because I had the time and I don't have the like, I'm not rushing. I'm not going from a job that I have to drive like 40 minutes to get to then come back home. Now it's already like 7 p.m. Got to cook, clean, bathe my son, whatever. I'm doing all these things. Like I just felt like everything was so rushed. Now, I'm at the pace of grace, baby. But who does not stop watching God's blessings and who does not unnotice God's blessing? The devil. Because guess what happened? Literally as I am with this job. I'm with this job. I'm good, baby. Life is looking good. It's looking great. There's been a guy that I have posted on like Instagram and things like that I have reported through all social media platforms while I was on social media, letting them know that this person is harassing me or like sending me messages. Every platform was like, no, like he's not breaking any policies. We're good, right? So now I'm off of social media. So this dude starts harassing me with my personal stuff. So I'm getting text messages, emails, police showing up at my door because this man has my address, harassing my family, harassing my employers. Like this man has gone out his way to contact my employers and try to start some, like just literally say like a lot of crap, honestly, that is not true. And I'm not going to lie to you, it weighed on me super heavy because I said, God, like, I was good when I could ignore him, but now I'm feeling a little bit unsafe in my own home because this man has my address and he's kind of threatening me that way. He's really bothering my family, and that was really concerning. So, now I have law enforcement involved, and that process is slow. But while I knew I was strong spiritually or better spiritually, because I just had this amazing blessing, like God just took care of me. 3 months, no job, no income, and everything got paid. Nothing got backed up. And then I got a job that gives me more freedom, essentially, more structure to my life and more peace, to be honest. But then, of course, that the day will come, use somebody to come kill my joy and make me feel and forget about the blessing that I just experienced. So I'm going through it. It really started weighing on me. But then I'm like, literally the very last thing that happened was that he came and contacted my last employer. It was like, hey, like, I'm a detective. I'm trying to get personal information on her. Da da da. If anything, like, I can give you guys credentials of who I am. Mind you, no, you're not. And like and this isn't like just the office. This is the corporation calling me. This is the head honchos calling me like, hey, we're receiving these emails. What is going on? And I was like, hold on, what the heck is going on? So I literally do what I know how to do best. Go to the scriptures and talk to God about it. And, I went to Psalms. I can't really remember right now. I'm gonna post it probably like on the camera and stuff like that on the video. But really just the story of David and King Saul, right? Saul or Saul or whatever. Saul in Español. Where Saul is lying on David's name, trying to get him killed, like harassing him too, stalking him, all the crazy stuff. And David is like, I know who I am. I am my father's child. Like, and I take refuge in him. And vengeance is his. What am I really afraid of? And like all of that really spoke to me because I could literally relate to it. I'm like, God, literally. And immediately just reminding myself that I am his daughter before I was my own father's daughter. I was his first. And he's going to protect me. And he's going to cover me with his wings. I'm going to be good. Vengeance is his. So whatever ends up happening with this situation, God has his hand over it. And I'm going to go ahead and relax and chill and enjoy my life. I am not going to allow this man to have this much power over my life. There's just absolutely no way, right? So all these things have been happening. I don't necessarily have like a solution per se with that situation other than like law enforcement. They're working on it. But I know I'm going to be okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and enjoy my life and share my journeys in all the spaces that I want. Like, I want to just be so real and so raw and so transparent. And like, I'm tired of seeing people like on social media portraying something they're not and not sharing the ugly sides of the things that they're dealing with. And let me add this. The reason why this dude is harassing me is because y'all know, if you've been following me or whatever, but if you're new here, I used to be a day trader, and technically I still am, because whenever I want to, I'll just go ahead and kind of play around with the charts. But I was associated with an academy, and that academy was a multi-level marketing company that would pretty much like, you would go ahead and enroll people into the academy, and that's how you would get commission, right? So this academy will go ahead and educate people on how to trade within the foreign exchange market with the cryptocurrencies, all of these different things, right? Now, because it's a MLM, a lot of people will, of course, not really understanding the idea. And during that time, right? So this is 2020. The life in the world is already going crazy. During that time, I came out on a video with an influencer here in Houston, and he went ahead and posted that video. And on that video, I had given my Instagram name, and we were chatting about on that video, like, I'm a day trader or whatever, which, by the way, cringe. When I watched that video again, I was sick to my stomach. I'm like, who is that girl? I am so embarrassed for her, because why are you talking like that? And like, why are you treating men like that? Like, I was just so ignorant. Mind you, I'm like 22 years old. I'm like ignorant, acting like I got something I don't have. Like, I want to apologize to everybody that had to deal with me during that time. I'm sorry. But the point is that then when that video was posted, of course, I had a certain like username handle. But once that flood of weird men started following me on Instagram, I was like, yeah, I don't like this. So I changed my username. So all these other accounts starting like creating accounts, fake accounts, they were using my content, but it was with that handle instead or something similar to it. And they were promoting that, I was a broker and blah, 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 which I've never been. I have absolutely never taken any money from anybody, especially when they be like, well, what if I just give you the money and you'll trade it for me? My relationships with people are more important than the money. But I know if I go ahead and trade on behalf of other people and for some reason I lose that money because it's an investment, there's opportunities for you to make some, there's opportunities for you to lose some. So I didn't want to take that risk and the thing being at risk here is the relationships with people that I care about. So I've absolutely never, I mean, no one, not even my father, nobody. I'm like, nope, you're going to have to learn how to do it yourself, But of course, these fake accounts will give the impression that I'm a broker and that I will go ahead and trade or blah, blah, blah. And this dude in particular sent a fake page $8,000. Now, I say this with all due respect. This goofy dude literally was dumb enough to send somebody $8,000. I ain't never. The academy never even cost $8,000. So definitely had nothing to do with the academy, but of course it's a fake account. Now, of course, they're using my content. So at first he's talking to whomever that person is, but then eventually he finds my real information and then he's trying to attack me about it. But I'm like, bro, why would I be that dumb to go ahead and scam somebody but still use my actual information? Like, that would be stupid, But anyway, so that's his claim, which has never happened. I mean, I'm like, bro, well, where did you send that money? Okay, well, let the officers, the detectives see that account, who is it actually connected to, because baby, it ain't my account. Because if you see my accounts, it's looking real dry, okay, and it's looking very debt-ish, okay, a lot of debt, not a lot of debt, honestly, I don't really have a lot of debt, but I do have things I gotta pay, right? But anyways, all of that is what happened and has led me to taking a little break and stuff. But now, I'm just like, I'm at peace with the situation. I'm letting God handle it. I'm letting law enforcement handle it. A little scary, of course, when you know that somebody has like your personal information and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, I'm going to just put this out there. I don't know where this man really at and who he really is. And I'll be a damn shame if it's actually somebody I know, because that I will be embarrassed to think, because the police, they keep asking like, do you think it's somebody that you dated? Because this man has been doing this for almost a year now. Literally, I'm like, bro, this person is consistent and disciplined. I admire that, to be honest. But anyways, they keep asking me like, is it somebody that you dated? I'm like, bro, I will be embarrassed if it is somebody that I dated, because I could not fathom have dated such a goofy individual, corny, loser individual, because this is really loser behavior, honestly, the way that he's like kind of doing things. But anyways, I rest my case. I'm good. And if he's watching, hello. And to be honest, good luck, Charlie, because like I said, vengeance is a God. I don't know what he gonna do. I don't know. But yeah. I rest my case. Anyways, the point is, stay tuned. I'm going to try to just like kind of take y'all along with me as I am trying to get this whole life together. What is going on with my hair? Baby, ¿qué es eso? Or is that just a like reflection? No entiendo. But anyways, I'm going to take y'all along with me because, like I said, I'm kind of tired of seeing like influencers acting like life is always just so good. I'm no influencer yet. And I don't, well, anyways. I would like to influence people to positive things, like focusing on their spiritual health and their fitness and, just bettering who they are. Like, that's my focus. And if I can encourage people, and women in particular, to do that while being goofy and while being able to be myself and not try to be fake about it, I know I have left my little mark on the world, But anyways, stay tuned. I'll see y'all next time. Don't even have a date yet, but it will be soon. Bye. God bless y'all. I don't know how to turn this thing off. Qué linda. Anyways, bye.